Porn stars of Reddit whose family or friends have found your work. What happened? I was driving Jenna Hayes around to morning radio shows in Orlando once before an appearance and signing at our store. The morning radio people kept trying to get a rise out of her to get something sensational for their listeners. One of them asked her, "Do your parents know what you do for a living?" She replied, "Yes." "What do they think about it?" the DJ asked. "Considering it paid for the house they are living in, they keep their opinions to themselves," was all she said to that. Loved it, and it's true. Financial independence and success makes for familial bliss. Edit. The interview was 5/18/2011 on 101.1 in Orlando. I took photos that morning too. I'm a best friend of a porn star. We met in grad school actually, and we look like polar opposites. He's covered in tattoos and into the occult and stuff. I have very few visible tattoos and look nothing like my personality. We became instant friends and study buddies, attached at the hip. Early on in our friendship, when we started adding each other on social media and I noticed something was different about him online, but I didn't think twice about it, because my online personality is pretty different than grad school personality. But he'd post some provocative pictures with his partner, but me being me, didn't think anything of it, even though a mutual friend kept pushing me to ask him what his deal was, but I never did. One day he accidentally sent me an email from his work account which had his stage name. He kinda freaked out thinking I'd freak out and tried to explain it away. We had a study date the next day and he told me about his side career with his partner, and admitted he thought I would have been judgmental about him and his lifestyle, but I honestly didn't care. After that, he'd share everything with me about shoots, and getting tested, etc etc. I've only looked him up once and he does some hardcore stuff, but as long as he's healthy and safe and happy doing what he's doing, he knows I got his back because he's always had mine. The most awkward thing was accidentally coming across one of his videos, because yours truly has some kinky kinks and his video came up. His friendship is invaluable and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Had a hostess who was working for our restaurant a while back. One day the food runner was like, "Hey, do you guys know she was a porn star before?" And no one believed him until he showed us videos on his phone. Fast forward to a few days later and almost the whole restaurant knows about it from front of house to back of house, because our manager decided to show the other shift managers a video of her in the office during the split shift, but the dipshit put the audio of the video into restaurant speakers. And obviously everyone made their way into the office and lo and behold, they saw everything. Fortunately said hostess wasn't scheduled that day so she didn't see it. But after that it was very awkward being around her for everyone that saw the video. The female staff would be less chatty than before, and as for the male staff they were all looking at her literally like a piece of meat. Awkward situation for everyone. She eventually found out and quit. How terrible. Went to a friend's baby shower and one of the cousins was accompanied by a date that I later saw on OlPhub. It was a Caribbean family event, so those who knew what she did in her spare time were giving the girl the stank eye. She was a nice girl though, I don't judge. I used to work with Stella Cox in an unrelated job while I was working in the Czech Republic. She left the company and after some time, a coworker tells me about her videos and I went to watch them. Weird boner. My fiance did some softcore porn a while back. I once posted a picture of her and I together on Instagram, and a coworker insisted he knew her from somewhere. I told him she did some modeling and probably saw an ad she was in. Now he jokes around with me about being in a relationship with a model. Not exactly a porn star, but a picture from a porn subreddit showed up on my front page. Looked at it and it was without a doubt a girl I knew in high school, but we hardly talked. I ended up DMing her on Instagram and telling her that her nude might have been leaked, and sent her the link. She thanked me, and the next day her boyfriend messaged me thanking me for telling her, and they were taking legal action. Edit. A few people have asked what legal action could you take against a Reddit post. As I understand it from my brief conversation with the boyfriend, they suspected who it was already, one of her exes or flings or something, and were going after them for revenge porn, which is illegal where I lived. And no, even if I still had the link, I don't, or saved the picture, I didn't. None of the weirdos asking for it would get it. For my 21st birthday, my friends kidnapped me and took me to a strip club. They knew I was in a committed relationship and would be uncomfortable, so my birthday was their excuse to go. Keep in mind I lived in a military town, so clubs were everywhere. We walk in and the first person we see on the pole was a girl we graduated with. She immediately made eye contact with us, paused, and then just kept doing her thing. She then saw it as an opportunity to do more lap dances, and talked 3 friends into one. 2 dances later, another girl we went to school with, grade lower, walked out on stage. Weirdest reunion ever. A friend did some paid, intimate shoot for a random guy she met online, depicting some weird fetish stuff. A few years later, some guys in our circle found the pics in As Anyone Up. The whole town heard about it. She was an almost celebrity for a month more, for the weird kind of pictures they were than for her being naked. How'd she react to the photos being brought up again? I hope things weren't too tough for her. Male porn actor here. I had a group of friends I'd been fairly close with for a couple of years. One day one of them texted me on Facebook saying we needed to talk and it was urgent. I had a pretty good idea what was up. He let me know that the group had found out about me being in porn, and were talking about it behind my back. He thought that wasn't cool, so he wanted to let me know what was happening. He also said he personally didn't care, but other people did. I thanked him, and reached out to another group member. Offered to talk in person about it, but he simply said he wasn't interested, and he thought I was stupid for doing something that would damage my social reputation. I then noticed most of the others had quietly defriended me on Facebook. I lost the friendship with the guy who gave me the heads up as well. He's still a part of that group and I didn't want to make things difficult or awkward for him. Now I'm kinda like F those guys, but for a while it kinda hurt. We had been friends, and yet they gossiped behind my back, and didn't even bother listening to my side of the story. I know they watch porn regularly, we talked about it occasionally and shared favorites. I feel like, so you can watch it and enjoy it, but no respect for the people in it. My brother was a porn cameraman for several studios. Does that count? He acts all ashamed and would never tell our religious family, but I don't give a shit. Make that money, bro. I do occasionally say, back when you were poor and had to do porn for money, to rib him though. Stripper, dancer, and have done several porn shoots. Content ended up online, and a coworker let me know they saw me. Was there any awkward interactions after that, or did you act like it never happened? It was either coworker, what are you doing, or you're the best coworker I could ask for. Step coworker, what are you doing? I'm stuck in the fax machine. I'm generally very open about the fact I've done porn work. Most of what I do is very niche fetishy stuff, the sort of stuff you wouldn't find without very specifically looking for it, but I have also done some work on a couple of more mainstream, but still stylized sites. I've had a few friends who were already subscribers to that site, who were surprised to see my shoots go up on there, but they've always been very respectful about it. Seems like a benefit of doing niche work porn is that anyone who manages to find it is in no position to judge you for it. Not porn, but I stripped for a bit and my ex came in with a bachelor party. He felt like a king. I once went to a strip club with a group of friends to celebrate a buddy's promotion. One of the strippers was a girl we had all gone to high school with. At this point we were in our early 20s. She saw us and we were prepared for it to be awkward. Instead, she walked over happy as could be and said, "It's great to see you. I'm excited you guys finally get to see me naked." Whatever potential awkwardness there was died with that, and it was all fun and good times. I found out my friend did porn because my creepy manager came up to me and said, "Hey, isn't this your friend?" Very cringe. Once stumbled across a video of a girl I worked with and we were all quite close. When we were alone, I asked her if she'd ever made a video, and she asked why. I told her I had stumbled across a video that looked remarkably like her. She looked at it and laughed, saying she had forgotten making that in college. She lied to you. Either way, it opened up a rather interesting conversation. Serious, ex had some videos posted of her by one of her hookups. She was in a relationship with another guy and had been for 3 years. I saw one of the videos and texted her to see if she could get them removed before our grown son saw them. She asked the current guy, who was a lawyer, if he could help. 2 months later the lawyer commits suicide by shooting himself. Not sure if it was because of that or not. Never asked the ex and didn't want to know. What about those people who do porn shoots while pregnant? There is some kid on Reddit that starred in a porn with their mom and they don't even know it yet. I once asked a sex worker who has somewhat of an inescapable Reddit presence what happens when she has a kid. She said she'd just tell her kid, not verbatim, "Kid, be careful on the internet. There are some pictures of mommy you probably don't want to see." In my daily internet journey of finding good porn, I stumbled on a solo video of a girl who looked familiar and I just couldn't place her. I see her the next day at the gym, and I kid you not, I just realized I have been seeing her for almost over a year in that gym. I have never actually spoken to her or made contact, but damn, she is hot. Edit, I just found her stage name. I don't know the rules on sharing it though. I'm a huge fan of your work. Oh, so you read my papers? Sure, let's go with that. I've read them. Intimately, and what conclusion did you come to? That private prisons contribute to an increase in solitary confinement, less effective healthcare, and little accountability. I had to use 2 socks. Introduce yourself. Hey, I've masturbated to you like 5 times. Then you find out that she's not the girl you thought she was, just very similar. Right. Sorry. 4 times. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more daily Reddit videos.